What's going on? We back, Goodfellas Sports TV. Appreciate everybody for checking in. One time for the one time we grinding. Blessings to the brothers and sisters out there supporting the channel. Uh, don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or a video request. And once again, appreciate everybody for checking in, man. We're gonna continue to hold it down, do what we do, and yeah, man. How can I say this? Early this morning, we did a stream. Make sure I get the setup right. We did the stream early this morning, and there we go. We did a stream early this morning, and that really wasn't a boxing stream. That was more of an informative stream. We talked about the article link. Fred from Barbershop Conversation posted. He posted it in his his community tab, and I end up going to find the article. And Fred from Barbershop Conversation posted speaking on it. Give me a minute. He posted it in his we don't have this shit. He posted it in his community tab, and I end up going to find the article. Trying to see if the sound good. Give me a minute, y'all. Speaking on it. Give me a minute. 1 second. Okay, sound hooked up to the wrong place. 1 minute. My bad. I was checking out the sound. What's going on, Real Go Renee Boxing? Yeah, we was just talking earlier about just the whole article with Stevie Kim and Doug Fisher, how they was talking shit about black fight fan and PBC fan, saying it was PBC was boxing welfare system, saying that black people was the scum of the earth, basically, and saying that we were uninformed, biased fans as well. It's what Stevie Kim and what Doug Fisher was saying. So at the end of the day, you know when you see them at fights, to press them and check them about that. And it is what it is, man. But some reason, man, this dude next door, he working on his raggedy ass truck. It's over with. Go buy a fucking new one. You know what I'm saying? Go buy a new one. These old niggas just cheap. That's what it boiled down to. You should have a fucking truck. But yeah, we're gonna talk about Terence Crawford interview today, man. I did a live on it, man. And like I said, I keep it 100. I'm not gonna see nothing and not report it for my own benefit. You know what? I speak highly of Errol Spence. I speak highly of Terence Crawford. And when they go out here and say some fugazi shit, or they go out here and make obscene, what's up, Ronnie? Or they go up here and make obscene gestures and shit like that, or they go out there and just say stupid shit, well, I'm going to address it. I'm not going to shy away from it. I'm going to tell you the good and the bad. That's the difference between me and a lot of other channels. And we're going to talk about Mikey Garcia continuing to duck that Regis Prograis and Josh Taylor fade. That's why he trying to squeeze his ass back down to 140, 135, because I'm told the niggas from the jump that he didn't want to see Regis Prograis, or he didn't want to see Henry Davis. He didn't want to see Josh Taylor. I said that from the jump. People say, oh, you crazy. Mikey Garcia will beat the hell out of Josh Taylor and Regis Prograis. And why the fuck he ain't step up and fight him? You know what I'm saying? Why you been ducking him? What you trying to squeeze down to 35 for? Lomachenko said, it ain't what Bob Arum said on Lomachenko behalf, it ain't a 50-50 fight no more. So they telling you they ain't trying to fight you. Who you gonna try to fight? Gervonta Tank Davis? Floyd ain't putting you in there. Putting you in that category. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's talk about the Bud interview, man. While I got time, man. Basically, Bud, he went on Yahoo Sports, and he had a real nice lengthy interview with Kevin Iole. It was a real good interview, man. They talked about Amir Khan. They talked about some of his amateur days. They talked about his relationship that's real strong with Timothy Bradley. They talked about a lot of stuff. But the key part is what the people want to know, what he said about Errol Spence. And Terence Crawford say, he at peace. He said he at peace if he retire after the Amir Khan fight, or he retire in general, and that Errol Spence fight don't happen. He cool with it. He said that he has stressed over for years about getting the Manny Pacquiao fight. He stressed for years and years about getting that fight. And he said that it's out of his control. And Kevin Iole asked him, he say, do you not have a say-so, or you don't speak up about the opponents that you want to fight? And Crawford said, yeah, I do say stuff, but it's out of my control. You know what I'm saying? So he know the game right now. He know that Bob Arum ain't letting this nigga fight nobody. However you want to slice the cake, Bob Arum is issuing. By him employing Bob Arum to represent him in whatever shape and capacity you want to say he did, you know, it's basically that's just what it is. So at the end of the day, that blood fall on Terence Crawford hand. However you want to look at it. You know what I'm saying? You want to put it on Bud on Bomac hands or Bob. At the end of the day, it falls on the fighter hand. It's a bad look. He came out there and he kept it real. He could have sat there and lied on camera and said, you know what, the fight gonna happen. We gotta just be patient. And then it don't happen. He could have sat there and lied. He could have sat there and fucking around and lied to you niggas. He didn't. He said, you know what, I had to say so. I'm tired of stressing about the shit. You know what? And I said this shit several times before too. I said that nigga Bud is just happy with being financially secure. He said that I got my money right. He said if I retire tomorrow, I done moved up 2 times. I done did all these accolades, and I'm happy about what I accomplished in the sport of boxing. He said that. He's happy. He's happy about what you and I ain't knocking him for that. You know. I ain't knocking him for that, man. I'm not gonna sit here and completely cream that nigga, but hey, at the end of the day, it is what it is. We know what Bob Arum about. You know, we know what Bob Arum about. He said for years I sat there and I tried to get the Manny Pacquiao fight, and then you sitting at the crib, right? SJ Fish 101. You sitting at the crib. You sitting at the motherfucking crib, and you hear Bob Arum say, "Oh, I stopped the Manny Pacquiao fight." And then remember, if you go back in time, remember they came out with that bogus rumor that Terence Crawford only wanted to fight Pacquiao 140 pounds, and he wasn't I don't know why notifications, they be hooing me. But they said this rumor that Pacquiao team was saying Bud didn't want to move up and fight Pacquiao because he was scared. So and I've been telling y'all this, man. All I was asking Errol Spence to do was to call Bob Arum bluff. Call him and negotiate with him. See what he's talking about. Because I know it's some bullshit. All Errol Spence had to do is call they bluff. Okay, what you talking about? Oh, you talking about some bullshit? All right, nah. Bob Arum, he ain't serious about making the fight happen. That's all he had to say. Oh, you know, Bob Arum on some bullshit. I heard Al call him. He ain't serious about it. Terence Crawford on the leash. But he didn't play his cards right, man. He don't play. They don't ever be giving me no fucking notifications, man. So most of the time, nobody know I'm on live. So it is what it is. So I don't have no set schedule. I roll with the punches. Tim Bradley was that same situation Bud is in today. Yeah, Victor, he is, man. He can't. It ain't nothing he really can do. Different is with Timothy Bradley that he got fucking Pacquiao 3 times. He got Juan Mop a time. So he had the career defining fight even before he got over there. He went over to the UK, beat Junior Witter. He beat up on Devin Alexander for 140 pound supremacy. You know, he did that. King Crawford and Top Rank Steel Center. That shit ain't gonna happen, man. That shit ain't gonna happen. Bob Arum, you might as well hop off the freight, bro. Just hop into the neutral zone, bro. That fight ain't gonna happen. We just gotta move on from the shit. Terence Crawford, you look at that interview. Terence Crawford looked disheartened. Real talk. Motherfuckers want to say, well, why did he re-sign with him? Well, I told y'all why he re-signed. He had no choice. When you locked in Top Rank, man, ain't no way getting out. Only way you getting out is with James Prince going death row, Suge Knight on Bob Arum, Easy E. That's the only way you really getting out the situation. And Bomac ain't about to come up to the Top Rank office with baseball bats and with pistols and shit like that. He's stuck in this situation. He know he's stuck. That nigga, he just look like, man, I do speak up. I do. He said I'm taking the proper precautions, but pretty much when you get older, you at peace with the situation, you at peace with it. But at the end of the day, the blood fall on his hands, man. But let's not act like Errol Spence is he's so ambitious about fighting him. Come on. Let's not act like this nigga was ambitious about fighting him. Because if he was, he'd have been over there calling. He would have been over there calling Bud bluff. He ain't trying to fight that nigga neither, bro. Real talk. That nigga ain't trying to fight him. But you know what? It ain't even about that right now. It ain't even about that. At the end of the day, all Errol Spence had to do, was just play the PR. All he had to do was press them niggas. Like, yeah, man, we got the contract right now wrote up. What's going on? Send the contract. Yeah, maybe we calling Top Rank. They ain't been answering our phone calls. All he had to do was play the role. Excuse me. If he'd have played the role, shit, nigga, the court of public opinion would have been Terence Crawford, duck Errol Spence. You know, Bob ain't no love lost for Bob in black fighters. Any fighter of color that got any melanin skin, Dominican, Cubans, the brothers, you know what I'm saying? Only thing he really catering to is people that look white and Mexican fighters. That nigga don't give a shit about Bud. Now Bud really could recognize that. You know what I'm saying? When he had one fight left down to his deal, he should have been trying to buy himself out that deal. Only thing he really can do is go above Bob Arum's head and tell Walt Disney to make the fight happen. But I'm telling you, when they took Bud hard at, I'm gonna tell you what they took Bud hard at. When he came out, Bob Arum said he stopped the Pacquiao and Bud Crawford fight from happening. Man, could you imagine when Bud heard that? He said there's been dozens of fighters who left Top Rank. Name them. Nonito Donaire got released. Mikey Garcia had to sit out a year. Mayweather had to send goons and crazy motherfuckers up there from James Prince to get out of there. De La Hoya was like a son to Bob Arum. So he felt him on that one. Other than that, you name me another prominent fighter that really got the fuck up out of there that had his O. Real talk. Or who had his career intact. Cotto got the shit beat out of him by Manny Pacquiao. And he got the dog walking shit beat out of him by Antonio Margarito. Other than Miguel Cotto, he won shit else. They figured Miguel Cotto was done. You know what I'm saying? Mikey sat out a whole year and some change, bro. He had to go through litigation. He had to miss a year off the sport. Yeah, Miguel Cotto got beat up. He wasn't no use. Ain't nobody ever left Top Rank without giving up $250,000, without going through courts and going through fees. Only motherfucker that left. It's only two guys that left. It's only two guys that left on that account. It was Chavez fucking Jr. They let walk. And him and Bob Arum had a dispute. And Bob said he had one motherfucking fight left. Nobody worry about Corey, Bob, and Postal. They want no fucking body. We talk about niggas that's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Okay? And these ain't even fucking Hall of Famers I'm about to mention. Chavez and fucking Jesse Vargas is the only two niggas that walked. The only two. And both of them is Hispanic. You know, both of them is Hispanic. You talking about Cotto, Mikey, Mayweather. You know, them is the only three. But Cotto had got beat up. He was damaged goods. What y'all talking about? Nonito Donaire, he got released because he got his ass whooped by Rigondeaux. Then he got his ass whooped by fucking Nicholas Walters. You know what I'm saying? I ain't moving the goalpost. Who the fuck is Victor Postile? What does Victor Postile did? What Victor Postile is no need to Top Rank no more. They can't use him no more. What is Victor Postile in need for Top Rank? And then I give you one. I give you another one. What was Vanes Monterosian for Top Rank? What was Vanes Monterosian? What was he? Manny Pacquiao. He was nuked. They milked the fuck out of Pacquiao. We gonna act like that nigga didn't lose to Jeff Warren? The whole objective was to get motherfucking Manny Pacquiao belt in Terence Crawford hands. So stop playing. You acting like some nigga that had his record intact. You name me a pound for pound number one fighter that left Top Rank without having to do dire needs or whatever, having gang members come up to the motherfucking thing. Bob Arum ain't letting no niggas go for free. That shit ain't happening. That nigga Terence Crawford not about to get out that contract. He should have got out of it when he had one fight left. He would have had to sit out a year. He definitely would have had to sit out a year, but hey. Fighting Amir Khan or Carlos Adames or Ingus or booze Putin, that you might as well sit the fuck out the year. You might as well sit the fuck out of here if you gonna fight them clowns. But at the end of the day, he got a $3 million, $3.5 million minimum. So he said that I'm financially secure. I'm happy because my money right. And I told you niggas that's what that shit kind of boiled down to. I told you niggas that shit. I said the way that nigga looking at it is, I was making 5, 10, 20, 30, whatever, 60 grand with Mattered Off Sports. And now I'm up to making $3 million to fight. That nigga don't care shit about his bread. That's it. He said, I'm at peace. He said, I'm at peace. He said, I'm at peace if I don't fight that nigga. He said, I'm not stressed over fighting Danny or Errol or none of them. He said, I ain't stressing over the shit no more. So I ain't mad at the nigga. At the end of the day, we know where we stand at. We know who we got to blame. We know who we blaming now. And it's a sad day because the blood is on Bud Crawford's hands. Even if I heard behind the scenes, and I knew everything that I heard behind the scenes is true, that they didn't feel that Errol Spence was ready for Bud Crawford, which is understandable because they wanted him to fight Keith Thurman. They wanted him to fight Sean Porter to get his experience in there. They wanted him to get that experience. But Errol Spence didn't play. I'm telling you, PBC suck at perception. They suck at PR, bruh. They really do. They suck at PR. For years, Bob Arum whooped their ass when regarding the Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. For years, Bob Arum dog walked the shit out of Mayweather in the court opinion to the fact that Mayweather had to come out and call him punchy eyes and talk about Manny Pacquiao. Nigga, Bob Arum was dominating him in the public opinion until Pacquiao got iced by Marquez. Damn, somebody letting loose outside, bro. Told you. Trenches. I think a blood is both their hands because Spence, why not take the easy route? Yeah, you can go on, and like I said before, I can reference what Spence said all day. Spence never said nothing. If Spence never opened his mouth that night at the Danny and Sean Porter fight, if he never went on and said nothing, all this shit would have just been on Bob Arum and Terence Crawford. Matter of fact, let's stop saying Bob Arum. This shit is on Terence Crawford because at the end of the day, you know, he came out here, he kept it real. And like we talk about with Nipsey, sometimes you can keep it too real and it can harm you. Real talk. Sometimes you can keep it too real. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all heard that Plies song, Keep It Too Real. You know? You know, Plies had some fucking gems for niggas. Even though that nigga wasn't in the streets. Even though he wasn't in the streets. His brother was the real goon. He had some motherfucking heat. But guess what? At the end of the day, like I said, man, all this should do is just certify me as the realest motherfucking channel out here when it comes talking this boxing shit. Real talk. This should solidify me as the most authentic channel out here. Because I wouldn't have said shit. If I was one of these phony ass niggas, like how they ignored when Errol Spence came on that talk show and talked all that bullshit, I want to get the easy belt and play checkers. It's chess, not checkers, right? You know what I'm saying? All that shit he said, they ignored that shit right online. They ignored it. You know, all this other crazy shit he said. When Bob Arum was like, call us, they ignored talking about that. You know what I'm saying? They ignored all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Right now, man, nigga, y'all, man, like I said, y'all better put some respect on the real nigga name. Y'all better put a respect on my name. A motherfucker can say whatever they want to say about my channel. You better put some fucking respect on my name. Because I can easily let this fucking interview blow over and not say nothing, act like, when it came out. Let another nigga talk about the interview. That's what my brother said. We used to get in trouble as kids. We fucked up. This nigga snitching. Every time that nigga said, we about to get fucked up. This nigga. It's who in my coin jar? I don't even know. Yeah, we both about to get fucked up. That's when that nigga say, oh. Niggas like, oh, this nigga snitching. But real talk. Keep it 100. The nigga, I could have just passed this bitch up and oh man. And what's so funny, I seen the motherfucking interview on link on Bud Crawford shit. It would be bad for Bud and Bradley to let Spence get the Porter and Thurman fight. Cause Bud has never fought anyone on that level of Thurman. Nope. It's over with. It's over with. And it ain't got nothing just to do about Errol Spence. It ain't about Al Heyman. Bob Arum got a problem with people of color. Bob Arum got a problem with people of color. Put pressure. Nigga, I'm doing a video talking about this shit. Let's not act like your Shine and Armor from Texas ain't said no some of the pussiest shit out there too. He said the worst shit what Bud said. That's not act like your boy Terence Crawford. Errol Spence wasn't about to duck. Wasn't about to sit Sean Porter to the side and fight Pacquiao. But when niggas say why you don't fight Bud next, you know what I'm saying? He sit there and say, "Oh man, I'm fight Sean Porter." But didn't you just say Sean Porter didn't sell all the family down? I'm not trying to make it about this nigga. I'm trying to let these Errol Spence tards have their motherfucking day. You know? I'm trying to let you niggas have your day, but here come El Chinito spoiling it as usual. Now I gotta reference all the bullshit that Errol done said. I ain't come here for that today. You know, at the end of the day, Bob Arum don't care about black fighters. He's showing it again. He Hogan Bull for his entire career. You know what I'm saying? He hold the fuck out of him. Set Juanma Lopez up, took food out of his mouth because him and Gamboa was supposed to fight and make a ton of money. You know what I'm saying? All that whole, let's just start off from the beginning. DJ Black Charm Music, y'all go support that dude. Subscribe to his channel. You know what I'm saying? But let's just talk about the whole grand scheme of things, bro. They basically set Manny Pacquiao up versus Jeff Horn. Okay? They basically set Manny Pacquiao up for Jeff Horn, right? They set him up to lose the belt to Jeff Horn so he couldn't fight Terence Crawford. It's a dirty fucking game, bro. It's a dirty fucking game. That's some crazy shit. They didn't set motherfucking Manny Pacquiao up. They didn't set Pacquiao up, you know, just because he refused to fight Terence Crawford. They set Pacquiao up because they didn't want to see Terence Crawford beat him. They didn't want Terence Crawford to get that glory, that shine. They pretty much said they was willing to let Pacquiao go fight Lomachenko. Bob Arum did that nigga dirty, bro. Bomac, no offense to him, he okay, I fuck with him, but he can't come out here and say nothing. They getting pimped. Real talk. They getting pimped. They getting pimped. You can't even defend this shit, Ronnie. You can't defend this shit. They getting pimped. Them niggas is getting pimped. They getting their bread, don't get me wrong, but they getting pimped. They getting pimped like a motherfucker. They set this nigga Pacquiao up to save him not to fight Terence Crawford. That's why they sent him over to Suncorp Arena. They easily could have made Jeff Horn versus Manny Pacquiao. Terence Crawford had been he told Sean Porter that he been wanting to move up to 47, but Top Rank wouldn't let him. Look how dirty that is, man. And why would any other black person sign with Top Rank? I don't give a shit if this nigga had $5 million to give me for a signing bonus. At the end of the day, it's not going to amount to the bullshit you go through over there. No black fighter should sign with Golden Boy. No black fighter should sign with Top Rank. That's period. If you want to promote some shit and you want to make sure these boxers, if that's your agenda on here, fine. You want to make sure these boxers get paid and you want to make sure you put money in boxer pocket, because what a nigga eat don't make me shit. So I don't care what they get paid. If I talk about money, it's in a rebuttal to somebody's statement. But if you really want to help these fighters out here, stay the fuck away. If you a brother, stay away from Top Rank and Bob Arum and them. Stay away from Oscar De La Hoya. Stay away from them, man. You know what I'm saying? And I understand Crawford had a dire situation. And I feel him, though. I ain't mad at him. He went from making a couple thousand a fight to making $3.5 million. And that's every fighter goal. Every fighter goal in this age, it ain't legacy. Because guess what? Ask the rest of these fighters out here. Ask the rest of these fighters who ain't got shit to show. All they living off of is their name. That's it. They living off their accolades. Till Ali died, Ali was able to retire comfortably because he sold his name. He was able to retire comfortably after all the money he supposedly made throughout his career, whatever he made. Guess what? He was broke as a joke at a point in time, and he had to sell his rights to his name, I believe. George Foreman was able to go on because he had a business mind. He started slanking grills and shit. You know? So ain't nobody balling off this boxing shit forever. Mayweather made a ton of money with Oscar, with Ricky Hatton and them, and whatever he made leading up to that fight with fucking Top Rank, and that motherfucker still went broke, had to borrow money from 50 Cent to pay his taxes. He had to borrow money from 50 Cent. So don't tell me that motherfucker had made 20 million versus Oscar, and he probably made like 40, 50, or 30 at least versus Ricky Hatton. So he had made 50, whatever he made with Top Rank, he had probably well made around $100 million, and he still went broke. And these niggas putting 3.5, they might get 5, 6 million to fight, and they might not even accumulated 70 million yet. If a nigga that can make $100 million can go broke in the sport of boxing, what you think you little penny pinching, nickel and dime, quarter half, old ass niggas gonna do out here? You know? He said, I realize you don't see that many black promoters. No! Remember Al Heyman ain't no promoter. What, you got Mayweather? His TGB Promotions, he ain't black. Samson Boxing, he ain't black. You know? He ain't black. Samson Boxing ain't black. TGB ain't black. GYM Promotion, Yvonne Michael, he ain't black. Richard Schaefer, he ain't black. Other than the fighters that got promotional companies to get them more money, I'll explain that in a minute. Who else you got? Devin Haney might be running a legitimate business at some point. Devin Haney and Mayweather are the only real black promoters you could think about. Victory Sports, Banner Promotion, Star Promotion, Italian, white, whatever you want to call them. They all white. Oscar De La Hoya, Mexican. You know, Kathy Duva, she white. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Hearn, he white. Frank Warren, he white. Ain't no black promoters. Only ones you got is I can think of is Floyd Mayweather and Devin Haney right now. Y'all want to talk about Lions Only Boxing? All that shit is and B&B Promotions with Bud and Bo Mack. All that is another way to give fighters more money. Adrian Broner, he got a lot of young fighters, but he do got some legitimate fighters. You got three promoters, and two of them is lower level with Don King hanging on by a thread. Then George Foreman got a little company as well too. His sons run, but it ain't no top notch type of shit. You know what I'm saying? They trying to get up in the game, but all this bronze bomber and all that shit is a way to give fighters more money. That's all that is. Oh, you promoted the event, so you entitled to another 20% or whatever it may be. That's how them dudes be getting that extra money. That's how they be getting that extra money. So at the end of the day, like I said, like the dude don't have a choice. Y'all act like he could have just left Top Rank. It ain't that easy. He had to see lose a year of competition. You know, you know, be out of the ring for a year. And you know, the way he sound, he invested his money the right way. He could have sat out a year. So you don't know what ESPN could have been telling him. Oh, we gonna make you a big star. Don't worry. We gonna make sure them fight. They could have probably pillow talk the shit out of Bud. But like he said, he don't care my money right. Gotta call him like I see it. I'll call him how I see it. You know what I'm saying? He said my money right. You know? He said, I'm happy with what I accomplished in the sport of boxing. He said that I'm happy. He said I moved up twice. He said my career ended after the Khan fight. I'll be good. And that's all I need to hear. I'm like, all right, shit. You know, he said I made my money. That's all I wanted to do. So at the end of the day, when all the money is gone, you know, when all your career is done, they gonna talk about that nigga like they talk about Andre Ward. They gonna talk about that nigga like they talk about Andre Ward. You know what I'm saying? Andre Ward, he ain't no all-time great. Like he ain't really no all-time great. When you say, you know, when you say Mayweather, Pacquiao, Duran, Hearns, shit, man, I don't even think he like Mike McCullum. You know what I'm saying? When you say some of them niggas like that, Or I don't even think I don't think his name gonna ring bells like Julian Jackson when he get to that point. I don't think his name gonna ring bells like Julian Jackson. You know what I'm saying? When you get to, talking about the Tapias, you get to talking about the Canelos at the end of his career, the Chavez Seniors, the Morales, the Barreras, and guys like that. Andre Ward ain't going down like that on a first name basis. He ain't going. Carl Frost gonna have more clout in his country when it's all said and done. When he rest in peace and he get old, he gonna have more clout in his country than Andre Ward got. You know what I'm saying? He got more clout in his. He gonna have more clout in his country than Andre Ward got. And like I said, this ain't got nothing about what Andre Ward said and Fred, or he said about Deontay Wilder. I can give a hell about that shit. I said, what's the problem? This is opinion. Y'all act like Ward been out here advocating for niggas for years. He hadn't. Andre Ward always been suspect. I've been telling people that from the beginning. And Callie will argue me that shit up and down every live stream. And I said, well, Virgil Hunter ain't that good of a trainer, And I don't think they that good. Now, Andre Ward, I like him. But it was always something about that nigga that rubbed me the wrong way. Always. Always. And when I stop, not kind of venture off. But when I stopped fucking with Andre Ward, when he didn't fight Lucian Bute at the end of the tournament, and he could have got another belt. He could have got another belt when he could have fought Lucian Bute. And you want to know how fake the media is though? The very same nigga that sit there and smile on his face and interview him at Fight Hype and say, "Oh, hey, what's up, Dre? Hey, I'm happy to see you, Dre." That very same nigga had somebody, or he possibly wrote an article on Fight Hype saying that Andre Ward was ducking Lucian Bute, and he wrote an article just like that. This from years ago, he wrote this article saying that Andre Ward, it was a long article, he was ducking Lucian Bute. He said Andre Ward didn't want no smoke with Lucian Bute. This is before Lucian Bute, when people still thought he was good. But I remember Lucian Bute got a 30 count versus Andrade, not that Andrade, but the foreign guy Andrade in Canada. Like I said, dog, this was way before he fought Badu Jack. This is during the tournament when Lucian Bute refused to get in the tournament. And then Alan Green jumped in. Sakya Bika had a little step in for a minute. Then Glenn Johnson jumped in that motherfucker. That's way back then when people thought Lucian Bute was that monster. I remember he got his ass knocked out on HBO and they gave that nigga a 50 count. And they gave this nigga a 50 count. We're not saying Andre Ward ain't a good or great fighter. He just ain't a first name all-time great fighter. He not. When he said and done, he gonna be one on a Forgotten Fighter series, and I'm gonna start that back up too. The nigga got a 50 count, bro. I'm not bullshitting. Like niggas really think that I don't know boxing. Like I just started watching boxing with the rest of these simp ass niggas out here. Like nigga, if I really can just think back sometimes and reference a lot of the fights I done seen. I done sat through Paul Williams knock Centron out the ropes. I remember when Carlos Cacana beat up Paul Williams. Paul Williams came back and beat him up. He beat Margarito up. I remember when Canelo fought Matthew Hatton at a catch weight for the 154-pound title at like 152. I remember he got rocked by Jose Cotto, Miguel Cotto brother. I remember he fought Osfanzo Gomez. I remember all that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? I remember when the 140-pound division was fight. I still vividly remember Brandon Rios fighting Lamont Peterson. I still remember Victor Ortiz dropping fucking Lamont Peterson down. I'm about to go out to the club with some chicks and we all at the crib chilling. And I said, let me watch this Peterson and Victor Ortiz fight. And everybody thought that Peterson got a gift. So nigga, you ain't fucking with no rookie. I ain't none of these other rookie niggas that can't tell you shit that happened before 2012. Please. We've been talking that shit. A lot of niggas don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. They don't even remember when James Kirkland went down to fucking, was it Cancun, somewhere in Mexico, and him and Alfredo Angulo had one of the fights of the fucking decade, nigga. Angulo was whooping on Kirkland in the first couple rounds, and Kirkland came back. He came out to it ain't nothing but a gangster party. I said, this nigga can't go down to Mexico as a black man and get whooped out coming out to Tupac. He came back and won that shit. And guess who came and fought them niggas way after they prime, after they beat each other up? Yup, Cinnamon Head came right on through and was an opportunist. Stop playing with me, dude. I remember when fucking Kendall Hart had Timothy Bradley left leg or right leg shaking on the canvas. He said, and he said the story of Finkel's teeth. He said you're wrong. CJ Andre Ward is an all-time great middleweight. I don't even remember. Andre Ward didn't fight that many fights at middleweight, homie. He didn't fight that many fights at middleweight. I think you meant to say super middleweight. Andre Ward, a lot of motherfuckers didn't even know Andre Ward was considered a knockout artist early in his career. Yeah, I'm gonna do a lot of talking about Prograis and Taylor. Let it circulate for a minute. Let it circulate. This nigga, his loud ass truck, bro. For real. Let it marinate. What Country Wayne say? Let it marinate like neck bone juice. Let it marinate like neck bone juice. Let it marinate like neck bone juice. You know what I'm saying? This real boxing talk right here. How many niggas can make references like that? You know, motherfucker might say from his day, I remember Ali Frazier, a few niggas, but niggas don't really be watching boxing like that. Nigga, I watch that bitch like religiously, dude. I bought damn near every Mayweather pay-per-view up to the fucking maybe I bought Oscar, Hatton, Marquez, Mosley. Maybe the Mosley fights was the last one I actually bought. You know? Nigga, I watched all that shit through high school, nigga. All that shit, man. And y'all sit here, y'all like, why he be shitting on this current state of boxing? I'll be shitting on this shit because I remember when not too long ago, in the beginning of this decade, boxing was good. I remember at the beginning of this decade, boxing was good. It wasn't too long ago when boxing wasn't you know wasn't what it used to be. It was like 09, 010, it was really good. And then all these niggas came in here and raised the nigga values up. You talking about who, World Breaker? Yeah, he already. I don't know if you talking about World Breaker, but he already told me he was gonna talk about it. He already told me we had a conversation. So you talking about World Breaker? I ain't worried about him. We talked privately about that shit. I ain't mad about that shit, man. He said he gonna talk about it. I actually got the idea from Barbershop Conversation. You know what I'm saying? I got the idea from him. So it wasn't no original idea. I didn't even know that article existed until Barbershop Conversation put that in this. Man, I ain't worried about that shit. He probably got it from Fred. You know what I'm saying? But like I said before, you know, I ain't worried about this shit. I'm a fucking trendsetter on this bitch. If my channel didn't exist, a lot of these niggas wouldn't have shit to talk about. You know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers want to know where I be finding stories at. And it ain't a lot of the times niggas be sending me shit. I just happen to be in the right place at the right time, to be honest. You know, it's a habit. You know, I look down at my phone, I check my inbox. One of my sources might have sent something, or I might just go up Twitter and I seen Bob Arum say, check out this interview with Kevin Iole and Terence Crawford. That's how that shit happened. And then with the whole interview I did, the whole stream I did this morning, I was Fred was in the community tab and I seen him and I read that shit, you know. But I'm a real nigga. I gave Fred credit. You know what I'm saying? These niggas don't, shout out to Barbershop Conversation, these niggas don't believe in giving credit. You know? These niggas don't believe in giving credit. Boxing is hot right now. Boxing ain't fucking hot right now. Stop that shit. Ain't shit hot about this sport of boxing but these niggas' pockets. Ain't shit hot about this sport of boxing right now. Fuck up out of here. Y'all niggas think this shit hot. Sean Porter, Earl Spence. Nigga, in my day, that's a co-feature on HBO. That's a fucking co-feature, nigga. That's what's wrong with you young niggas out here. Matter of fact, that's what's wrong with you new age boxing fans out here. That's why they keep pulling y'all motherfucking hoe cards and charging y'all $70 fucking dollars for these bullshit ass motherfucking fights. I'd rather you take your $70 and go get you some motherfucking Jordans. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather you go $70 and throw it on some pussy. Go get you pussy. I heard pussy going for $40 these days. 10 more bucks, you can get a threesome, nigga. Shit, the second chick might give you a discount. So for $70, You can go get you two. I'd rather you trick off some pussy. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather you go get you some lamb chops at the titty bar or some shit. I'd rather you go take yourself to Benihana's before you spend your money on some of this bullshit they giving y'all out here. Real shit. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather you just stack that $70 up for a rainy day. And I'm telling y'all real shit, man. Go ahead and really, when you get some time, you got a break at work or you got an easy job, you at the crib and it's the dog days. It's the dog days. It's the dog days during the summertime. And if you don't know what the dog days is when there's no football, basketball on in America. And the only thing on is fucking tennis. Tennis and baseball and shit. When football and basketball off, we consider those the dog days. You know, we go work out, practicing football, and then we all go back to the crib, or we all go to the crib, and then pretty much, nigga, it ain't shit to watch. You know what I'm saying? It ain't shit to fucking watch. So during the dog days come up, you ain't got shit to do in the summer. You got a weak ass Wednesday or Tuesday off. Go back and watch some of these fights on YouTube, or all the best fights. Go back and watch some of these great fights, man. Go back and watch the Valentine's Day Massacre, man, with LaMotta and Ray Robinson. Go back and watch, David Tua fight. Go back and watch Larry Holmes and Michael Spinks. Go back, you can even go back closer than that. Go back and watch Bernard Hopkins and Winky, Corey Spinks and Jermaine Taylor. And these ain't some of the greatest fights, but those are the level of fights that they put on the pedestal. Man, Corey Spinks would have probably got $5 or $6 million to fight Jermaine Taylor these days. And that wasn't even a high-profile fight. Joshua Clottey and Miguel Cotto, that's better than a lot of the fights that we getting. And that shit was a tune-up for fucking Pacquiao. And then Clottey, I believe, got his shot. Clottey got his shot. This boxing shit ain't hot right now, man. Y'all got to be smoking dick. Real talk, y'all smoking dick right now. If you think this sport is hot right now, you was a fucking retard, man. And I mean that. Joshua Clottey came back 2 weeks ago, knocked the guy out 2-3 weeks ago, and then he retired again. This shit is crazy. Niggas really think, niggas really sitting here thinking this is what the sport of boxing is supposed to be. A whole bunch of fucking meaningless fucking fights. Whole bunch of Alexander Gosfix fighting on ESPN giving you bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You excited for Peter Quill and Caleb Truax? I'm a little bit excited for it. That's because I like both fighters, but come on, man. That shit would have opened up a fucking HBO card. That would have opened it up. Niggas, whole boxing on fire right now. Did you see Jose Ramirez versus Esveda? That was a great fight. Yeah, it was a great fight. But shit, that bitch would have opened up a card on HBO back in the day. It wouldn't even have made a card. That motherfucker would have been an untelevised portion. That shit would have been on the untelevised portion, bro. You know what I'm saying? We talking, these niggas saying boxing hot right now and ain't nobody fighting. How's the sport fight? How's the sport hot and you ain't getting not one fucking fight you asked for? Not one, unless your standards is low. You ain't getting Wilder Joshua. You getting fat greaseball baby Miller versus fucking Joshua. Who fuck is he doing? Okay? You ain't getting that. Light heavyweight ain't even shit to talk about there. Nobody from my country matters in that one, so I don't care. You ain't getting Benavidez versus Plant. You ain't getting Smith versus Benavidez or Smith versus Plant. You ain't getting that. You ain't getting Canelo versus Jamal Charlo. You ain't getting Triple G versus Demetrius Andrade. And then the winner fight Canelo for all the titles. You ain't getting that. Shit, you ain't even getting Jair Hurd versus Jamal Charlo when it fucking mattered. Jamel Charlo had to take a fucking L, and that fight ain't even hot no more. It's like going to motherfucking Golden Corral when it's about to close in 30 minutes or 45 minutes. Man, please, man, stop putting this weak ass shit on the pedestal. And that's why these promoters continue to bitch slap the fuck out of us. Oh, we know if we put this on, these dumbass niggas will watch. At least 700,000 gonna watch. Please, man. You talking about the 140-pound division. Nigga. Talking about that bitch went about 15 deep. 15 deep in my Kodak Black voice, man. It went 15 deep. He said Bud and Spence beast mode. Man, get the fuck out of here. Fuck up out of here. Miguel Cotto probably beat the fuck out of both of them in his prime before he fought Margarito. Real talk. We talking about Miguel Cotto. Paul Williams, I ain't show. 147 pound. Margarito, I ain't show. Shane Mosley, I ain't show. Don't forget Oscar De La Hoya was there. I ain't show. Like I said, El Chinito, you really showing that you ain't got no boxing IQ. Just stick in the 2012 age. Shit, Corey Spinks. Spence, I don't even think Spence would have beat a Cotto right now. Spence ain't fought nobody as good as Cotto. Fuck up out of here. At this point, at Cotto at his best, at 47, that might be a pick'em fight, but I favor Miguel Cotto right now. Fuck up out of here. Shit, I might favor Shane Mosley. What the fuck you mean? Trinidad? Trinidad been to beat the fuck out of Errol Spence ass. Trinidad been to beat the shit out of him. Fuck up out of here. This nigga don't know shit, but he about to get blocked. He about to get blocked. Yeah, Margarito had fucking plaster in his gloves, you fucking idiot. Did you not know that? Did you not know? Obviously, El Chinito don't know shit about boxing. We got to start giving out Roger Mayweather shirts in this motherfucker. We got to start giving out Roger Mayweather shirts around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Would they beat Marquez? Yeah, probably. Marquez wasn't a welterweight. He blew up. Would they beat Timothy Bradley? Yeah, probably beat Timothy Bradley. We can talk that. They beat Amir Khan back then? Possibly. Marcus Madonna? Yeah, in that era, he's more of a 40-pounder. Victor Ortiz? Yeah, Andre Berto? Yeah. When we start talking about Shane, we start talking about Cotto, Margarito, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, Trinidad, Oscar De La Hoya. No. Niggity, no. No. Yeah, T-Jones, these niggas don't know shit about shit, man. Nigga, Errol Spence ain't even fought a nigga. He ain't even fought a motherfucker Zab Judah caliber yet. Zab Judah was undisputed at 147 pounds, my nigga. 147. Did I say Timothy Bradley was great? Timothy Bradley got a better resume than fucking Errol Spence and Bud put together. If you don't know, now you know. If you don't know, now you know. If you don't know, now you know. You niggas don't know. Why am I even talking boxing? We need some real OG boxing talk, bro. We need some real OG boxing talk, man. Like, we need to put some restrictions on this motherfucker. You should have to take a quiz before you step in my live stream or some shit like that. Real talk. You know how you request to go in some Facebook groups and they make you take this fucking quiz? These niggas should have to take a quiz to come on some of my streams. When that shit bitch say OG boxing talk, if you can't pass my 5 questions quiz, you can't get in this motherfucker. Real talk. YouTube, add that feature. Add that feature. Add that feature, YouTube. Add that feature, man. Because these niggas playing with me. Now I'm probably forgetting some niggas too, somehow, some way. Joshua Clottey wasn't no joke. Low-key, Corey Spinks really wasn't no joke. Myron Denard. Could Crawford or Spence beat a prime Zab? They probably could. They probably could. You know, they probably could. They was probably, Amir Khan, he beat a kind of a past the prime Zab, but he probably could. I would. I'm not going to go that far. Zab was a really good fighter, but he didn't have no discipline. He said, didn't Trinidad fight Hopkins at 160 or catchweight? I believe it was 160 because Trinidad ended up going up to motherfucking super middleweight and fighting fucking Roy Jones. I believe. He fought an older Roy Jones, but he got his ass fucked up. He fought an older Roy. Shit, motherfuckers, we talk shit about, and I'm gonna get to the Mikey shit in a minute. We talk shit about Bernard Hopkins, about how he turned out or whatever, and how he buck dancing, but shit, Bernard Hopkins jumped up 2 weight classes, he jumped up 2 weight classes. Get the fuck up out of here before I put both of you niggas on timeout. Y'all the only stupid niggas up in here. I'm sorry. Get the fuck up out here. Spence beats Spence don't beat no fucking and y'all acting like Spence is just about to walk through Miguel Cotto at 147 pounds. Y'all on some fucking y'all talking about after Pacquiao? Muyin Bud could survive at 47. Early 2000s Bud is great. You ain't great until you beat some fucking body, bruh. And like I said for Errol Spence, once they fight each other, him, Thurman, and them niggas mix it up, then we could talk about how great it was. I don't think Shane Mosley can get up to 160 and be functionable, nigga. I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? I don't think so. But at the end of the day, niggas look in hindsight, but they forget even the old Cotto gave Mayweather all the fuck he want with Pedro Diaz. An old Mayweather. Shit, it ain't a foregone conclusion that Spence can beat a prime Manny Pacquiao. It ain't a foregone conclusion. Yeah, they ain't got the weights on here on BoxRec, whatever. So it must have been that. I don't know if it was that catch weight or not. Had to do some more investigation on Trinidad and Hopkins. Somebody probably know out there. He says Cotto struggled against pressure fight. Spence, who is Spence pressure, bro? Who is Spence pressure? Y'all be smoking dick, bro. Y'all crazy. Bud have a better chance Spence to survive. Y'all crazy, man. Who the fuck is Spence pressure, bro? If he could knock out Mikey Garcia, how you gonna get Miguel Cotto respect at 147? Fuck up out of here talking Kell Brook. Kell Brook wouldn't even be in this top 10, nigga. He wouldn't even be in this top 10. Stop disrespecting Cotto, nigga. Like Cotto wasn't that nigga beating the fuck out of niggas, man. Like Cotto wasn't sitting there beating the shit out of niggas. Beating a good Shane Mosley, nigga. Stop playing, bro. But before y'all know it, y'all gonna be telling me that Errol Spence can beat a fucking Winky Wright, huh? He go up to 54 and beat Winky Wright, huh? That what y'all gonna say that? Y'all gonna tell me that Errol Spence beat Winky Wright? Errol Spence beat Trinidad? Well, Errol Spence even beat a prime Oscar De La Hoya at 147. Get the hell up out of here, nigga. Before y'all know it, y'all gonna be talking about Errol Spence beat James Toney. James Toney beat the shit out that nigga, man. Beat the brakes off Errol Spence. Beat the brakes off his ass. Bye, you got to go, bro. I'm sorry. You got to go. I'm sorry, bro. You got to go on the timeout talking that dumb shit. You got to go. I'm sorry. You got to go on timeout. This nigga said Errol Spence beat Winky Wright. Next step, you out of this motherfucker. I'm not tolerating no more weak ass niggas in here. They don't know shit. Go to them other niggas fan pages. Y'all crazy as hell. No, he was asking was Hopkins and Trinidad at a catch weight. I'm gonna put that nigga on timeout, bro. These niggas just come on. Y'all crazy. Before you know it, they're gonna say Errol Spence would have beat Floyd because he beat him in sparring. He beat him in sparring. What about Errol Spence and Floyd at Floyd best? He said he think it was at 160. I believe it was at 160 as well too. What about Errol Spence and Floyd? What y'all say? Floyd, Errol Spence just easily walked through Floyd, don't he? He just easily walked through Floyd. Right? Because he beat him up in sparring. He easily walked through Floyd because Paul Salvador schooled Floyd in sparring. Because Lamont Peterson broke Floyd ribs in sparring before the original Marquez fight, right? Right? Right. Oh man, Castillo beat Floyd. Floyd had one arm, but still got it done. Fuck up out of here, man. Fuck up out of here. You can just tell niggas expose themselves, man. Don't know shit about boxing. Jermaine Taylor versus Ward. At that time, Jermaine Taylor had got fucking iced in that tournament by Arthur Abraham. Jermaine Taylor at his best was real good, but Andre Ward was a novice. He was just coming into the game as a middleweight. He was fighting at 162, 163, shit like that. So, when by the time Jermaine Taylor got to 68, didn't Carl Frost knock him out in the 23rd hour? Arthur Abraham pretty much, gave that nigga permanent head trauma. No, Andre Ward, matching up them. Jermaine Taylor, once he beat Bernard Hopkins, it pretty much was downhill. You know what I'm saying? Kelly Pavlik You know, he beat the shit out of Jermaine, knocked him out the first fight. They drew the second fight, and then he ended up getting beat up by Sergio Martinez. He dropped Martinez one time, I think, maybe multiple times. While Martinez painted his face red. You know, Martinez dog walked his ass. I remember that fight like it was yesterday. At the time, Peter Quillen was just coming into the boxing game. He still was trained by Freddie Roach. Aaron Pryor and AJ. Aaron Pryor was a 140 pounder, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? You know, he didn't want to move up. They said for Sugar Ray Leonard, or something happened in negotiation. So he was more of a 35 pounder, I believe, than a 140 pounder. You know, so you looking more like Kasazu, Aaron Pryor, you know, niggas like that, Ricky Hatton, Aaron Pryor. You looking at it like that. So I don't know. You know, Aaron Pryor stopped Tommy Hearns in the amateurs. You know what I'm saying? You know, yep, that tape out there, and then, you know, they wouldn't even let Tommy Hearns spar with fucking James Toney, because James Toney was out there beating the shit out of niggas in Crump. I heard that James Toney and Gerald McClellan had some of the hardest sparring wars you can see. You know what I'm saying? Gerald McClellan was from somewhere in Illinois, and James Toney was what, Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti area, some shit like that out here in Michigan. So they had some crazy wars and shit like that. I think I seen some clips of them, but you would hear about them. But Emmanuel Stewart never let Tommy Hearns, I don't believe, train or spar too long with James Toney, because James Toney was a monster. I didn't even know that James Toney almost beat up Deion Sanders at a football camp, and that's why he decided to go play pro boxing. He said, I forgot how good the welterweight division in the 2000s were. Yeah, you forget. You know what I'm saying? You forget. And a lot of them niggas fought each other. Ike Corte, Pernell was what, at the end of the 90s, beginning 2000s, still kind of ticking around there. Winky was at 54. You had Vernon Forrest. Kasazu was a junior welterweight. You had Zab, Carlos Baldomir. Arturo Gotti was hanging around there. He wasn't that good. I mean, you had a lot of guys hanging around from the 40, 47 pound area, man. Carlos Katana, Kermit Cintron was really good fighters. Katana actually beat Paul Williams. I mean, you had some really good fighters back then. You know, just in that 2000 to 2009 and 8 range, man. That was an excellent era. Them niggas was fighting each other, bro. They was fighting each other. They was really banging it out. They was fighting each other, man. They ain't responsible for what boxing is now. Them motherfuckers was fighting each other. But yeah, James Toney almost beat up Deion Sanders at a Michigan football camp and decided to go pro because he wasn't a team sport player. Kermit Cintron the quitter, but that motherfucker can fight. He did quit versus was it Paul Williams? He got knocked out the ring. I remember that. I remember when Bernard Hopkins never wanted to fight Chad Dawson. And Chad Dawson, Nick, when I say Chad Dawson was a really good fighter, all niggas go back to was the Andre Ward fight. All they go back to is when Adonis Stevenson iced him. But he was the nigga that cleaned it up. He the nigga that beat Thomas Adamek. He sent Thomas Adamek as a heavyweight. He beat Antonio Tarver. Chad Dawson was a motherfucker. And when Floyd retired, he said Chad Dawson was pound for pound the best fighter out there. And at the time, Chad Dawson was working with Floyd Mayweather Sr. I had chopped it up with a few dudes about Floyd Mayweather Sr. Training Chad Dawson, and a lot of people didn't remember that. But I was a Chad Dawson guy. You know what I'm saying? I was a Chad Dawson dude, man. He beat Adamek, he beat Glenn Johnson, he beat Antonio Tarver twice back to back. Then whooped on Glenn Johnson again. Then he kind of got older in his career, and John Pascal beat him because he just wasn't throwing no punches. Then he beat a guy, then he came back. Bernard Hopkins didn't want to fight him. He faked a shoulder injury. That was on pay-per-view. Came back on HBO. He beat Bernard Hopkins. That wasn't no majority decision. He beat him. And then it was downhill after that when he went down to 168 and fought Andre Ward. You know, Andre Ward been had some coward ways. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Andre Ward, he didn't want to see fucking, and even Floyd Mayweather came out and said it was like, you know, he said that, oh man, Andre Ward should be moving up to fight Chad Dawson. That's a bad idea, but Chad Dawson ended up saying in the grand scheme of things is that HBO made him say that and move up. So it is what it is. He destroyed his career. He was one of the most talented fighters that never was. He did have some he did have some accolades though. You know, he cleaned up that division. You know, after Antonio had beat Roy, he really took the torch from Antonio Tarver and beat the shit out of Glenn Johnson and Bernard Hopkins never really wanted to fight him. He said, but I say Hopkins was number one. Even that nigga Hopkins was scared to fight fucking Chad Dawson. His entire career, he never wanted to fight him. Never wanted to fight Chad Dawson. He jumped up 2 weight classes and fought Antonio Tarver, but that nigga wasn't trying to fight Chad Dawson. I know that for a fact. Hagler. I like Hop, but Hagler. That ain't even no. I don't even get that a second thought. Hagler. Hopkins had longevity. Hopkins didn't have a ton of substance. Hagler fought some really tough fighters out east, man, and then got the shit end of the stick. But man, we went on about some bullshit for a minute, but let's keep it going. We're gonna talk about Mikey ducking Prograis and Taylor. That string went all the way to the left because I had to educate these niggas on boxing. You know what I'm saying? I'm educating. I didn't know y'all didn't know shit about boxing. Some of y'all niggas out there. I really didn't know. Man, I gotta start giving out homework at the end of these streams and shit. Me and Ronnie Finkley gonna hand out homework papers and shit. I'm gonna have to hand out homework papers, man, and give niggas fight to watch. You know. But yeah, you know, Mikey Garcia, he went into hiding and shit. Maybe he gonna show up at the boxing expo and shit. Andrew, what's going on? Maybe he gonna show up at the boxing expo with he gonna show up at the boxing expo May 4th. A lot of motherfuckers be asking me, do I want to go to that shit? I'm not into people. I'll just tell you that right now. I'm not into meeting motherfuckers, man. I'm not into taking pictures with motherfuckers. I'm not into that, man. So that ain't my scene, man. Like, it's cool that you sit there and meet your fighters and shit. And, you know, you do an expo, but I ain't into that shit. If I do an expo, it's probably going to be a Comic-Con or, you know, something like that. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't into that shit. But yeah, maybe he show his face at the boxing expo or something like that. He supposed to be meeting with the WBC this weekend, I think it is, or maybe this weekend coming up. But I told people from the beginning, when I watched him fight Sergey Lipinets, the only reason I end up picking Mikey over Sergey Lipinets because Sergey Lipinets ain't got no feet. You know, at the end of the day, it's the amount of fighters that don't have no footwork these days is crazy, man. You got Lipinets, Chris Eubanks ain't got no footwork. I mean, it's a lot of fighters out here that don't have no foot. I was watching Anthony Corella, and excuse my ignorance early yesterday morning. I thought Crawford and Khan was this week for some fucking reason, but it's next week. So Shields, Hammer, Corella, and Linares, and I broke down some tape on Corella today, and that motherfucker ain't that good. You know. He said you don't have to talk to them, you could just go for exposure. I don't even want the exposure. I don't want to come up off them niggas, man. I don't want to be known as that's that nigga that got water put on him, or that's that nigga that got interviews with Eddie Hearn. I just don't want it. You know, I'm just not into meeting people. Man, I'm so antisocial, bro. I go to the movies at 9:30 in the morning just to avoid motherfuckers. So I go to the first show just to avoid people. You know, that's just my personal opinion. But it's funny how they send out Dante fucking notifications. Man, I need to rub shoulders with that nigga. Like, what I got to do? Rub the genie in the bottle. YouTube be playing my ass, bro. For real, they don't never send out my notifications, bro. Never. Never. Like, I be online, I get more playbacks than when niggas online. I go look through it in my you know, this nigga, this been some motherfucking bullshit. But yeah, let me get to talk about this Mikey shit. Yeah, I get more playbacks than anything. But Mikey, when he fought Lipinets, I knew that he didn't want to fucking fight. I knew that when he fought Lipinets, I knew that he was gonna have a problem at 140. He didn't seem as fast. He didn't seem as good of a puncher. He was a solid puncher. You know, his speed had kind of dropped a little bit. He moved up in weight. Even with Adrian Broner, it just seemed like he wasn't as explosive and as strong as a fighter as he was at 135. You know, so so that was my problem with it. I thought that he just moved up a bit too fast. And Lipinets was physically stronger, but Lippias had all the tools to beat him except for footwork. You're not gonna beat Mikey Garcia. He wasn't gonna beat Mikey Garcia because of that footwork, that kickboxing background. But I said it before, and I would argue with people before, and people say, "Well, you don't know shit about boxing." I'm like, all right, I felt that Josh Taylor could have gave Mikey a run for his money. I felt that Prograis would have beat Mikey. I just didn't like the fact that how Mikey looked at 140 in his 2 fights versus Broner and versus Lippias. And then when he went back down to fight Robert Easter Jr., he looked like a more explosive fighter. Even though he looked flabby and flat, but body physique don't win fights. He looked way more explosive. He looked way more powerful. He looked better quick. He looked better at the weight of 135. It was a significant difference. Because he had grown in and filled in to 140 and did his thing, yeah. But I thought those fighters, Taylor and Prograis, would have gave Mikey a run for his money then. You know what I'm saying? I felt that he would have got a run for his money then. But, you know, now he even damaged goods now. And nobody know where his psyche is at. Nobody know physically how much damage he took. You know, at the end of the day, his eyes might not have been shut. He might, you know, his ribs probably weren't broken, but he might have been pissing blood. He probably could be kind of gunshot now. You know, he kind of could be, you know, kind of emotionally bruised or emotionally battered. So you really don't know. And I'm telling you, man, he ain't gonna fuck with them niggas right now, man. He ain't going to 140. It's a lot of high risk, low reward right there right now. Even whoever come out with 2 belts in that tournament, he ain't looking that way. That's not even an option to go to 140. Unless Eddie Hearn got some type of massive contract for him. That's not even an option. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas is dangerous. He said, I feel you, I'm very selective when it comes to putting people in my circle more baggage have to deal with. I agree. But like I said before, yeah, man, he gonna be very selective. Even Maurice Hooker, that's not an easy fight for Mikey Garcia. Maurice Hooker can fucking fight. You know, I watched a lot of Maurice Hooker older fights where they had it on this little small network. And he looked good, you know. But he always looked a little bit sloppy. But now, you know, he learned to use his 80-inch reach. He got excellent balance. His technique is better. His punching power didn't pick up. Maurice Hooker is a difficult fight for anybody at 140. Anybody. And he tough. And you know what? He battle tested. You know what I'm saying? You know, another Texas dude that went overseas and got his belt. Then he went into enemy territory the same year at OKC and came up from Texas and beat the shit out of Alex Acedos, a guy that they known from sparring. So it ain't no easy trips there. Barashnik ain't no easy motherfucker either. Somebody mentioned it. Barashnik can beat Josh Taylor because Barashnik is an animal, but now he done left Pedro Diaz for Freddie Roach. He a walking knockout. I don't know why he left Pedro Diaz for Freddie Roach. Jesse Vargas went over to Freddie Roach. What the fuck that's gonna do? Mikey Garcia ain't fucking with Prograis and Taylor, right? He wasn't fucking with them before this. No way, no how. Even if he would have fought Prograis and Taylor first, that would have been dangerous fights for him. Regis Prograis is an explosive fighter, and Josh Taylor is a seasoned fighter. Believe it or not, 12 or 13 fights. That motherfucker had fought in Texas once or twice. He fought in Nevada. He fought a little bit of everywhere. He confident, man. A lot of these dudes don't really watch his interviews. That nigga confident, bro. Like, he real life confident. He don't think like a UK fighter. He said if Mikey called me out, I'll fight him tomorrow. He ain't scared of Mikey Garcia. That's a dog fight. Regis Prograis ain't scared of nobody. Yeah, he took his time moving up. He got it the hard way. He had to really scratch and claw his way up. He is a Terence Crawford type. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't looked at coming out the amateurs, even though Errol Spence beat him by a couple times by the slimmest of margins. That just shows you how making the Olympics or being a big name amateur, how thin of a line that is. You know what I'm saying? Let me show you how thin of a line it is. You can come out making, $500,000, 600, 700,000, $1 million in your first contract, or you could be like Regis Prograis and Terence Crawford, virtually fighting for free. You fighting for fucking free. Regis Prograis said I think he fought for a little bit of nothing at a point in time. That's the difference between Jaron Ennis losing to Gary Anton Russell and getting a deal with PBC or getting a deal with Top Rank or getting a deal with Lou DiBella or whoever it may be to being with a lower level promoter that he went now. You know what I'm saying? To being with a lower level promoter, that's a slim gap. Slim gap between them dudes. Regis barely lost to Terence Crawford in the Eliminator. Barely lost to him. And the difference of barely losing was Errol Spence going on to get put up on a pedestal and Regis Prograis probably having to have a job and train at the same time. Josh Taylor beat the fuck out of Amir Khan. He wouldn't fight that nigga, man. Josh Taylor wouldn't even look to fight him. Like he said, I don't even want to fight Ricky Burns. They trying to get me to fight Ricky Burns. He said, I want to fight him. He said, I want the best. Yeah, he 14-0, but he got a more proven record than Regis Prograis. Tell you that right now. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker can fight. If he was slick, if that nigga was slick, it'd be over with. He'd clean everybody up. But I can't wait till he fight Barashnik. If you ain't know, the IBF ordered a purse bid for Barashnik and Taylor. They ordered that fight. World Boxing Super Series won the purse bid. So if Barashnik don't fight Taylor May 18th, he got to vacate the title. So hopefully everybody knows. So he training with Freddie Roach right now. Regis has not been tested. Relic will be the first major fight. Yeah, Relic can fight. Relic is a strong guy, good technical fighter. I like him a lot. You know. So, are you talking about Israel Murderer? I don't know who the hell that is. But yeah, that's just, like I said, Mikey ain't going to 140. Oh, the dude with the Qdoba dude is Spence mandatory. Yeah, he ranked like number 4, 5, or 6 in the WBC too. He might not take the fight. I heard Spence and I probably ain't supposed to say this, but I heard Spence and Porter got moved up to July. I heard they talking about moving it up to July. So you heard that here first. Somebody else gonna make a video. Oh, my secret being in black services tell me that Errol Spence and Sean Porter got moved up to first, to the July. So it sounds like Manny Pacquiao is signed with Rising 15, the same same combat series that had Mayweather fight Tension. Okay, so motherfucking Manny Pacquiao, July. I thought they said September. Listen, son. I'm fucking with you. They said they're moving it up to July. And Pacquiao just signed with Rising 15, the same combat series that did Mayweather and Tension. So Manny Pacquiao is expected to be involved in a it's called Rising 15 event, April 21st. So he signed a contract today, I heard, and I did a video on it. So then he did a contract today. So it don't mean he fighting April 21st. But if he fighting April 21st, if he got a fight day coming up for Rising 15, it sounds like that Keith Thurman fight might not be going down in July. Because now they talking about Errol Spence and Keith Thurman fighting in July. You know what I'm saying? That means Errol Spence and Sean Porter fighting in July on pay-per-view. That means that Keith Thurman fight probably going to be moved on, or Pacquiao didn't want to fight Keith Thurman. Ain't nobody block you. I'll put your ass on timeout for talking stupid shit. You ain't the first nigga with a wrench to get put on timeout. He said, we blame Crawford for not caring anymore when PBC are the ones that came out and said the fight needs to build. Floyd said it. Yeah, you right. Like I said, you can pull up receipts, 1,000 receipts on Errol Spence and PBC. You can pull up 1,000 of them. But at the end of the day, I ain't have to do this story. If I didn't say nothing about this story, nobody would have said shit about it. I could have just eased on and put the towel over y'all niggas' face and not said nothing. But like I said before, I don't have no allegiance to nobody. I call it how I see it. I ain't mean Porter and Keith. I meant Porter and Errol Spence. So Keith and Pacquiao could be pushed back. But Pacquiao signed with Rising 15. They got the article in the video I did earlier. So I don't know. So Pacquiao about to get that easy bread. Pacquiao can make 10 million or 11 million like Floyd did. He about to go get that easy bread, bro. He said Mayweather school Manny in the ring and out the ring. That's what it sound like. Eli Zachary, what's going on? So shit. So Keith Thurman might not be getting that fucking Pacquiao fight after all. Keith Thurman at the crib playing his little flute and smoking the hookah. Smoking the fucking hookah. This nigga showing Pacquiao how to continue to make money. They went over there and signed him to Rising 15. He supposed to be fucking with them April 21st or something. So I don't know if he fighting, and that'd be quick turnaround, or he gonna promote an event at an event, or promote an event and then talk about a fight he fighting down the line. How did Pacquiao sign? Then if he signed with PBC, PBC is just a managerial contract, bro. They like MTK Global. That's not a promotional pack. They would advise him to do what he need to do. It's an advisory contract, so they can look over his Rising 15 contract and say, okay, we looking over your Rising 15 contract. You ain't obligated to do shit with them. It ain't a promotional deal. It's a managerial pack and advisory deal. Yeah, I don't know what Wilder brother popped dirty for. I didn't hear nothing about it. I seen some people talking about it, but of course they gonna act like Deontay Wilder on something. Yeah, I already know what's coming. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not familiar with that situation. He said, "Why fuck some dude named Api Kong Su, number 1 at IBF 40, with little to no footage on dude online?" I'm telling y'all, all these sanctioning bodies suck. You know, Keith needs to get that build up for real. Keith about to go fight the Dr. Pepper nigga for the national championship now. If he don't fight Pacquiao, man, that nigga probably about to, man. He in the car like Michael Rappaport was on Higher Learning, head shaved with a gun to his head. You can't treat me like this. So then when Wilder and Spence saying they loyal to Showtime because they loyal to Showtime. Well, Spence ain't loyal to Showtime because he loyal to Showtime. I don't know why that shit is. You're not contracted to do shit. Look at Vanes Monterosian. He was free to sign with Don King, and he's still crying on the internet about that shit. And then you look at David Benavidez. David Benavidez was signed with Top Rank. Al Heyman had to return the $250,000 that Top Rank gave him in cash to sign as a signing bonus because he still had a contract with Samson Boxing. Look at Danny Jacobs. He with the Zone. He's with HBO. Al Heyman advised that. You know what I'm saying? If it's some money that they can't match on Showtime or Fox, you know, Al Heyman will wish you best wishes. You know, he said he'll sell the belt to Crawford. Ha. Man, like I said, that'd be a huge get if Top Rank can do Crawford and Thurman. That'd be huge, but that ain't happening. Keith Thurman in the business of talking about motherfuckers. He ain't in the business of fighting. With what money? Bob is cheap. He gave him $250,000 fucking dollars in cash to sign over. Don't forget, Jose Benavidez with Top Rank. It's a whole story on there that remember when Ishai Smith was saying he was congratulating David Benavidez for jumping ship on PBC and signing a contract with Top Rank and saying that Bob Arum is smarter than that. He wouldn't sign a fighter that was under contract. And Samson Boxing was about to sue Top Rank because David Benavidez had just read up with them. You know what I'm saying? And then when they was about to sue Top Rank, Al Heyman returned the $250,000 in cash back to Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? They don't publicize them stories. Had that been Al Heyman in reverse, and he tried to steal somebody else's fighter that was under a contract, you'd have heard that everywhere. Ishai Smith sitting on the sideline, dick sucking. Get your money, boy. Like, this nigga just a hater. That nigga just a hater. Bigger payday? Spence. I'm with Spence, but believe Crawford want to fight Bob. Let Crawford get in debt, now milking him. That could be the case. You know, that could be the case. You know? Yeah, Bob Arum don't be playing fair, bro. I've been telling y'all niggas that. Kurt Sugar was telling us how he finessed Muhammad Ali Top Rank was Muhammad Ali company at first. You gotta talk to Kurt Sugar more. It was called Man Up, Man Something Promotions, whatever he said it was. And Bob Arum was Ali's secretary. You know, he was a lawyer from Harvard, and he finessed Muhammad Ali out the company. He finessed Ali out his company and changed the name to Top Rank. You know, Thurman just waiting on Spence to lose so he can say he the A side. Could be. You know, I was talking about Keith Thurman selling his belt to Bud. Yeah, man. Bob Arum been milking the fuck out of these niggas, man. But yeah, let me get off here, man. I appreciate everybody for checking in. I stayed on too long. But I appreciate everybody for showing love, man. Make sure you check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request, or whatever the situation may be. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Hillblaze, at thehillblaze.com. Promo code GoodFella1Box will get you 18% off the 100% all natural products. Blessings to the brothers and sisters out there for supporting the channel. And if y'all want something else to watch, Dante live as well. So, you know, if y'all a fan of what he do, but salute to Dante Boxing Nation. We gone.